look away from the train wreck. You can blame it on the tech or the disrespect. Before you play, better button check. Button check.
What is up, Butt Check family? Welcome back to yet again a beautiful day of buttons that need to be checked. It is HT, the most glorious day of the week, and everybody is getting it today. We talk about Tekken community, NRS community, City of the Wolves, Fatal Fury community. Them content creators is on your ass. Chapters down below if you want to skip around. Sub button right there, and we's about to get it all started. We got a quick word from probably the most affordable chair that we've had on this channel. Then we're gonna get some buttons. Let's go. All right, Butt Check family, give me a few seconds of your time because guess what? The big and tall office chair from Joffrey is back once again. It is still on sale, up to 25% off. Promo code is button check. I'm sorry, it's button C25. I'll put it on the screen and I'll put it in the link down below because the savings are actually still happening. This one we actually talked about a month ago. Oh, and by the way, I'm raised all the way up right now, so I'm kind of out of screen. Let me hit the hydros. Bam. All right, now we're back to normal. So this one we talked about a month ago. It also has that adjustable lumbar support, and the thing that stuck out as well is the inflator. Do you guys remember that? I'll try to put it on the screen right here. You literally just pump it. This is the only chair that I've seen with that feature where you could pump it and you could actually deflate it as well, and it all goes for that lumbar support. And the armrests actually go all the way up. Most armrests will go like side to side, kind of like a 360 motion. These, you could actually move out of the way completely. You could raise both sides. Okay, and as you can already tell, obviously the armrests are on the side. Check this out, all the way up, you have full range, whether you're on a pad or you have like one of the bigger arcade sticks like I do. Obviously they come in different sizes. You literally have full motion to whatever you need. And this one, y'all, like honestly, like I was saying in the last video, I really like the tilt feature because some of them have the recline where you can just like lay straight back. This one has the rock feature. Like right now it's actually locked in place, but if I unlock it, it'll rock like all the way back. Some will just kind of like tilt a little bit. This one rocks a lot. Like my feet are actually off of the ground right now. And like I was saying, y'all, you got the quality, you got the comfort, and you got the savings because the price is right. We all know that when it comes to some of these chairs, they can get pretty pricey, but this one is just right at like a little over the $100 mark. That's it. Plus you got the promo code that'll get you closer to that. And like I said, it's button C25. It's limited time only. So check out the link down below. Big up to the beautiful people at Joffrey for sponsoring this video. And of course to you, Butt Check fan, for making this possible. Now let's get back to checking these buttons. Let's go. All right, now it's the first setup is the Tekken community, the whiniest community, buttons that need to be checked. So Sajam posted this video. Matter of fact, all three content creators that we're checking out today, they just posted these videos within 24 hours. So they're fresh off the press. So Sajam posted this, and he was talking about how the communication that we have right now between the devs and the community is probably not gonna last forever because it hasn't been going so well, especially when it comes to Tekken 8. He goes in deeper, talks about certain devs that need to just get the hell out, and then also referencing the fact that Tekken 8, or the community, might be the whiniest when it comes to the FGC. Let's unpack. Let's go.
Tekken is like, we patched, we're so sorry, we got another patch in May, we're so sorry, we got another patch here, we're so sorry, we got another patch here, we're so sorry. Then they drag their sorry faces up on stage to announce Falcom, which is honestly almost a fate worse than death. Like they just looked miserable up there. And like when you compare those two things side by side, Tekken's handling of it is like, all right, like they're making a lot of changes here, a lot's happening, like they're trying their best, like they're not doing everything perfect, but direct comparison, like the way Strive is handled is a lot less hands-on than the way Tekken's handled. And what it really makes me think about, one, this is the danger of being a game dev that is connected at face point to your fan base. In Street Fighter, they don't get any, like the Street Fighter devs just vanish. You don't even have a face to like yell at. Whereas in Tekken, you have direct communication to the devs, like at all times to yap to, for better or for worse. And they do like these Tekken talks. They tell you when they're gonna patch next. They're like telling you all this info. They're like trying to communicate with you. And I think basically what's going to happen sort of inevitably with anything like that is that they're just going to pull back. Whenever Harada or Michael are no longer the public facing person in this job, whoever's next is like not going to stick their neck out, because why would you, seeing what's going on over there, right? If I was working on the Tekken team, I would basically be like, these two should like not be in public and we should just not communicate with people and we should just vanish. I don't think that Tekken has handled things extremely well. They've made a lot of mistakes and stuff, right? And like Michael Murray needs to get the fuck off Twitter. That guy tweets to his own peril so often. Even when Tekken 7 was like booming, a lot of good things were happening with that game and like people were far happier than they were now. Like you just see the way people respond to them and it's like so outrageous. It doesn't matter if times are good, times are bad. Similarly, you guys probably saw, if you pay attention to like the video game space at all, that Mortdog was doing the exact same thing for many years for TFT. He was like the face of TFT. He would be doing patch breakdowns for all their patches, explaining all their game balance decisions, explaining why they do stuff. You know, he's the guy in front of the game, and he just got like so sick of the way the community interacts with them that he just was like, all right, I'm done. Like, I'm not doing this anymore. And that's it. So you just lose your access to insight and like explanations for any balance patching, and you lose the communication that you have directly to the devs, right? I think Tekken will probably go that way eventually. I'd be pretty surprised if they don't. And it doesn't matter what everybody's intentions are, because I think most people probably don't want to like push away the devs and never hear from them again. And like, you don't want to get them, but like inevitably when you open the floodgates, you just deal with so many annoying, even if you have 1,000 nice comments to one mean comment ratio, inevitably I think you get got and you just get sick of it, you know? This happens in like every game dev situation where they like publicly communicate with their audience. I think even in the comments somebody was like, you're very disingenuous in your description of all this right now. I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I was very fair. And not only that, like I feel like Tekken fans are so yappy by comparison, and when you look across at other games, I don't even think it's close. Harada and Murray have antagonized their fans a lot, to the point where people just started not liking them no matter what. Okay, so no matter what they say, people are gonna shit on them, you're saying. I'm supposed to take that as like yeah, that's their fault and not the Tekken fans' fault. I agree with you. They need to get the fuck off Twitter, especially Michael, because he just says shit and then it's just always a disaster. He needs to stop tweeting and looking at Twitter. But Harada will answer like 12 people in a row nicely. And I'm not, you know, I'm not gonna go out here defending Harada or anything, right? When he says something mean to someone, it's probably because they say something mean a lot of times. Sometimes he just like snaps on people, but you could just see it if you look at his comments. The second thing is, you say the game is $70 and they added an item shop and season passes after the release. I mean, like, yeah, they did. Street Fighter is full price and selling costume, and I wish they would sell another
FGC
costume.
reacting right here saying Tekken fans are the whiniest in the FGC. Insta-like. Others adding saying Tekken may be too whiny on some stuff, but every single fighting game fan should be whining much harder about full price plus battle pass plus costume things. And not only should Tekken devs get off Twitter, so should everybody else. And there you have it. All right, so what do you think about that? Oh, and by the way, all the content creators, links down below. Definitely check out their full video. We're checking out some minutes, but their videos are definitely much longer, so check them out. I think, you know, I always thought that Harada was the people's champ just because I loved his attitude. He comes off as the bad guy, but at the same time, he's really cool with the community. They're always there, or he's always there at the tournaments, got the shades on, don't ask me for shit. I mean, people love that, right? But it does seem like Sajam is pointing out that it might have its day in the sun. Because there's a lot of blowback, and I think even Harada has said that online. He's like, yo, when it's good, but even sometimes when it's good, actually, I get blowback, I get blamed for a lot of shit, and I don't know if it's necessarily worth it anymore, and they might get tired of it. You know, Harada was kind of already talking about passing the torch on, and then fucking season 2 happened, so it's almost like he had to get some of that back. I don't know what's going to really happen, but that's a very interesting point, though, to say that Tekken devs might actually end up disappearing like a lot of the other devs do, because in the end of the day, is it really necessary to sell a game? Do they really need to do all that communication? And when he brings up Michael Murray, I could see that. I don't know much about Michael Murray, and I'm not trying to hate on him or anything like that, but I have seen him tweet a lot, to the point where it does seem like he'll say some stuff or personal stuff, or maybe it's just joking, but it does seem like you can get got that way. You're making yourself an easy target at certain times. So it can be taken as not a good look at all. So how y'all feeling about that? Do you think the Tekken community is the yappiest or whiniest community in the FGC? And do you think the communication from the devs is gonna be going away sometime soon? How y'all feeling? All right, next up for Maximilian and the problem with NRS, or mainly Mortal Kombat, how it failed and what's probably next, buttons that need to be checked. You remember we did an article, not article, but we did an episode, I wanna say like last week, A lot of people did when they were talking about MK1 is over. They're doing like the final, what was it, update or package. And people were like, this is it. There's no more updates. This game is over and it's pretty much a failure. Well, Max got that. And I believe he just posted this like early this morning or late last night. Let's check it out.
But there's a problem. This is actually the dire news at the end of all things here in this conversation for MK1. If this is winding down the clock and we're just now on, you know, ticking the time till Ed Boon shows up at the Game Awards again or some shit, a Summer Games Fest, and reveals to us the future of NetherRealm fighting games. And that future is going to be likely not an Injustice game, likely not an MK versus DC game, likely not a new IP. That future is going to be what the CEO of WB Games, of Warner Brothers, said to us directly to our goddamn faces, that they're focusing on a limited few franchises because they're running out of money and they don't have any budget to waste on things that won't hit. And they specifically said Mortal Kombat. I sympathize with the devs, dude. I think they must be burned out so fucking hard of like cranking out MK11, which is considered by many to be one of the best looking and playing Mortal Kombat games, like content wise and everything, to immediately have to jump right into another Mortal Kombat, and suddenly that one doesn't hit and they're like super humbled by it. They finally have a game in the past like 10 years that doesn't land, and that feels bad, dude. To be told again, well, that's not working, we're done with it, don't even continue it, don't even continue to update it, we just have to move forward and start fresh and just fix the problems and just release the next game, a goddamn Mortal Kombat again. If this is the end of MK1, I wish it was Injustice 3, dude. These devs need a break. They need a break from MK. They need an opportunity to reevaluate things and look at something so they can grow and have a fresh perspective going into another Mortal Kombat game. That fresh perspective is something that made Mortal Kombat X way better. That turned that into like a true elevation of Mortal Kombat. You know why? Because MKX took several things from Injustice 1 and they put it into that game. They didn't take the overall gameplay, but many mechanical things in terms of like interactables and all that kind of shit kind of came back, and they were sort of cool. They were refined and they made sense, and it was like, this is neat. Many things from Injustice 2 carried over into Mortal Kombat 11. There was a growing space there where the Injustice series kind of allows NRS to grow as a company and then move forward and apply those big changes into their next game. Injustice 2 sort of like floundered a bit, but looked amazing, but allowed MK11 to soar to become like the best-selling Mortal Kombat ever.
All right, FGC reacting, saying the Ultimate Collection with a C. You know they're done when they let that slip. That one has 2.3 thousand likes. And am I the only one that actually glad the game is dead? I just want them to stop rushing these games and respect the characters, man. Is that so hard? That one has 1,000 likes, and the biggest fatality was the game's entire execution. Damn. Wrapping it up, saying it's really a shame WB is such a shit show. And there you have it. So how you feeling about that? Do you feel, you know, as far as like what Max is saying, they need a break? Rather than going from one MK to another MK, they need a break in order to have a refreshing, a new perspective, a new approach. Because it seems like it's not going the way, obviously, that it should. Rather, shelf life, well, what, 2 years? This one didn't even get to 2 years, something like that? Aren't we shy of 2 years for MK1? I don't know, but still, he was like, I hope it wouldn't be Injustice. But he's like, we're getting it straight from their mouth that it might not be, because, you know, they're running out of money, or, you know, damn near broke. So they might just be focusing on their heavy hitters, which means another MK of some sort. But that could be the nail in the coffin as far as it's up to WB, because they need a break. They need to be focusing on something else, another game. And I remember Ed Boon said something like, didn't he have a comment saying, I appreciate the attention you guys are showing me, but I never said we were working on our new game 3 years ago. I said we knew what our next game was gonna be 3 years ago, but I didn't say we started making it. So I don't know, because now a lot of people, you see it on Twitter or X, and you see it on even the YouTube comments, people are like blaming solely WB. It's all WB, Ed Boon, everything he said came to fruition, the man did it. As soon as these assholes got a hold of it, it started going to shit. But then some are like, no, Ed deserves some of the blame too. So I don't know. I don't really know how that's all working behind the scenes. All I know is it does seem that Max brings up a good point. There needs to be a gap there. I don't even know if they see it that way, because Ed, like I said in the previous video, still brags about most played game and look at the money, or look at how popular our game is. You know, so are they even looking at it the way everybody else is? Do they give a shit as far as shelf life if they're popular and they're making the money? I don't know. How y'all feeling? Let me know. All right, next up for them dear SNK, nobody cares about your game. Buttons, they need to be checked. So Jayuna, ANIMEILLUMINATI posted this one once again. I think it was just like late last night or early this morning. Link down below, definitely check it out. Going in depth about, remember the sales reports came out and people were like, yo, this is disappointment. Some people were calling it fatal flop. Obviously, you get the wordplay. All this marketing, all this promotion, only for it to just do numbers to what it kind of did, I guess, previously or compared to other names that is not really what people were expecting or thought it would be. But then Jayuna takes the stand or the point of view like it kind of performed exactly how I thought it would. And you guys got to realize you're delusional in a sense because nobody cares about this game that's what, damn near 20 years old. Anyway, let's unpack and check out the clip. Let's go.
Fatal Fury and the very disappointing launch that it just had. Now, before we get into this, don't think like, oh, Juna, he's spitting on their grave, man. It's a hit piece. He's an SNK hater. I've been playing this game nonstop since it released. It's the only game I've been playing. It's very, very fun. As a fighting game fan, I'm telling you, the gameplay is very good already, and it's just going to get better from here on out. So I don't want people to look at this article and this discussion on social media and be like, well, that's a wrap. I'm not trying this game. It's dead. Back to Street Fighter, right?
I've heard that.
The only reason this launch
I've heard a lot of people say
was
it's
a
a good
flop,
game.
was a disaster, was because SNK fans, SNK management, you guys at home, have been delusional from day one. So let's just get this out of the way. Fatal Fury has performed exactly as expected. I'm not claiming I'm a genius or anything, but if you just have a little bit of common sense, the performance is exactly as I expected it, and I'm sure a lot of other people did. So how was the performance? Not good. So this is the article that just came out that led to all this discussion, but the sales numbers came out. It only sold 6,000 copies in Japan. This is less than King of Fighters, by the way, less than Samurai Showdown. So it's bad even for an SNK title. And not to be a Steam chart poster, but I think it's important to just objectively look at these numbers. But the game peaked at 4,600 on Steam. It peaked at 4,600 compared to King of Fighters, again, another SNK title that peaked at 8,000, right?
Damn.
So I'm not saying like, oh man, these numbers are not great, game's dead, forget about it. I'm just saying you guys have been delusional from the beginning. You know, people really thought, not people, SNK fans really thought that Fatal Fury, a game like 25-year gap, they're like, this is the big three. Trust me, man. We got Street Fighter 6.
25.
We got Tekken 8. Once Fatal Fury's out, that's it. We got the big three, man. I'm sorry, not to be a hater. Nobody cares about your game. It's been 25 plus years. People have moved on, right? A lot of the audience, too, of Street Fighter, of Tekken, are new generation, young kids, right? It's not 8 billion Zoomers that have just been playing the same game forever, right? So if you don't put out products, right, you can't build that new audience. So yes, this is exactly what I thought, right? You should not have been comparing yourself to Street Fighter. You should have been comparing yourself to smaller titles like Strive. Well, although actually I think Strive is out of your league. I think Strive is actually, Strive's out of your league. Maybe Grand Blue. Fatal Fury is like a Grand Blue tier fighting game in terms of like popularity, right? That's what you should have been aiming for in the beginning. But you shot a little bit too high, and now all this stuff happens here. So why is this a problem? It's not a problem. You know, I say that all the time. I play all fighting games. If I think a fighting game is good, I enjoy it, I will play it. So for me, Fatal Fury is completely fine, right? These numbers, for me as a fighting game fan, are completely fine. You know, I can boot up the game right now, and I have no problems finding a match. That's great. So why is it a flop? Of course, if you've been following along, you know that SNK, I don't know what they were thinking, but they went on an absolutely massive marketing campaign, probably the biggest, most expensive marketing campaign ever for a fighting game. And while it was happening, I said, what are you doing? I'm sure the folks over at Capcom and Bandai were just watching from the sidelines too, like, you really think that's going to work? Of course, it didn't work. You cannot pay people to play your game, right? We got Ronaldo. It's like, yeah, so what? You cost your owners a lot of money. Well, the CEO stepped down. He's been, this is a polite way of being fired. So he stepped down to an advisory role. A lot of times advisors don't get paid, by the way. But yes, undeniably, you cannot say this launch was good. It was a flop for SNK. It was a flop for the marketing division and everything. But
All right, FGC reacting, saying, don't know why they decided to spend millions to make Ronaldo a playable character. What a waste of money. I think others saying the marketing was so tone deaf they had Genichi at WrestleMania. That's the thing too. I remember even my people watching it, they were like, yo, who the hell is this guy? I knew obviously because I'm following the media, but yeah. Didn't really make any sense to have him at WrestleMania. Others saying if it was cheaper, more people would have bought it. Okay, there's another point, and wrapping it up saying the fact that SNK has seemingly no idea how to grow the audience and then aimlessly throwing money at the wall becomes really weird to think about how these guys got their characters into the fastest selling Street Fighter of modern age and the single best selling fighting game of all time just to embarrassingly be outdone by Arxis of all companies. And there you have it. All right, so how you feeling about that one? Jayon is saying, yo, you guys were delusional. You should have known it was not gonna be one of the big three. We weren't gonna have Street Fighter, Tekken, and then City of the Wolves. You gotta compare it to something, you know, on a smaller scale. Now, we kind of talked about this in the beginning, but they just flooded us with marketing to the point where let's be real, the whole Ronaldo thing and who else, Genichi, everybody in the community was like, what the hell? This is bullshit. It even turned some people off to the point where they're like, I'm not gonna play this game, or this is a joke. It is a joke. They really don't even care what they're doing. It is going straight esports, or it's just a gimmick. But then, at least, I can't really speak for Ronaldo, but Genichi, that fool was showing up to Evo and like joking with people and cosplaying himself. People started to get on board. They even liked some of the gameplay. I think even from Ronaldo, they were like, okay, these characters are fun. As long as you keep serious, get back to the serious role, we can take this because at least it's goofy, kind of fun at the same time. So it's not necessarily that we got on board with all of this, but it's like there was like a little low-key pass there. Let me know if I'm way off with that. But as far as marketing, it was like they were fucking everywhere. They were in Times Square in New York, all these boxing matches, I mean commercials, famous athletes, and then it comes out and we get these numbers. That it is, ladies and gents. Definitely let me know how you are feeling, and big up to Hoffrey for sponsoring today's video. Definitely check it out because this is hands down one of the most affordable chairs and comfortable chairs that we've ever had on the channel. So check out that link. I hope you guys enjoy it. And of course, it is HT, the most glorious day of the week. Let's go.
FGC, stand up, it's Horny Tuesday. What's up?
All right, so we got a special one. I keep wanting to show this one and I keep forgetting. I don't know how, but there's this dude, I don't know who he is, but he does this awesome sim cosplay. It's hilarious. I think we've actually showed him once. We've showed him once, but he did another clip that I thought was hilarious. Check out the clip. Look at this. The damn creativity. The man is growing out his damn arms. I love it. He got the build, he got the look. He might be a little too muscular for sim. I don't know, it depends what version you want. But either way, it's spot on. And the fact that he did this, man, I thought it was perfect, man. Y'all feel him? Link down below. Definitely check him out. There it is one more time. Thank you guys for watching. Love you guys. I will see you soon. Matter of fact, I'm going to do my best to see you tomorrow. And as always, I don't know what it is, but I know it's about to get better. Love y'all, fella. Peace.
Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe.
You can.